Good morning.
Good morning. Just a moment. Just a moment.
Good morning, Shane.
Okay, that's not going to work. I was trying something there. Good
What's
morning,
not going to...
Georgina.
Pardon?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, it's morning here anyway. I'm doing phenomenal.
That's awesome. It's
Yeah.
morning here.
It's what?
It's morning here. It's just a day ahead.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Morning there, just a day ahead. Okay, I was trying to remember whether it would be day or night there. And you're in Sydney, Australia, correct?
That is right.
Okay. Oh, just a second. Let me back up here. Good morning and welcome to another edition of Positive Vibes, making positivity and gratitude louder in a podcast world. And this morning, as my guest, I have Georgina Orchard, a business coach and life coach from, in Sydney, Australia, as we just said. And she's going to be sharing with us her positivity for the day and from the other side of the world. Well, the other side from where I'm at. I don't know where you're at, but yeah. Okay. Well, good morning, Georgina.
Good morning, Shane.
And I was watching one of your videos, and you said Georgie, and I'm just wondering, do you go by Georgie or Georgina?
I go by both.
Okay, either way.
Georgina's my birth name and Georgie's my nickname. In
Oh,
Australia, we like to shorten names,
yeah,
So
yeah,
and it's better than getting George, because I prefer Georgie over George.
yeah, yeah. George does have more of a man sort of vibe to it.
Yeah. I'm a kind of feminine energy, so
Yeah,
I need the
exactly, exactly.
Georgie.
Yeah, exactly. Um, okay, well, yeah, I had just I had my I had all the specific questions. I have those typed out in the message I sent you, but I forgot to write them each down here. But I took some notes. Um, okay, now I was reading on your Facebook profile, you're head business coach and CEO at Design the Rest of Your Life Coaching. What
That's right.
now? What all does that entail?
Uh, Head business coach and head coach means that I'm the boss,
Yeah.
but I'm a coach, which means that I help people move forward in life. I business coach in terms of helping businesses or helping individuals who are in business um, uh, work out, why they're in business and what they actually want, and then helping them get from A to B. So basically, if they're a business and they're got consistent income, but they want to grow, um, helping health practitioners kind of look at a success mindset, helping, people save time. A lot of people get a bit overwhelmed when they get into business because there's so many hats that you have to wear. So, for example, you get in there because you actually love doing what you're doing, and people have said to you, "Oh, why don't you make a business out of that?" But you're not quite sure, well, how to run a business. So that's where I come in and help them put the management hat on and the entrepreneur hat on, and whether we train them on different systems or delegate some of the responsibilities that they have to do so that they can focus on growing the business. And, part of being in business is also employing people. So helping them grow their business with the right resources that they need to grow.
Okay. Okay. Right on. Yeah, I had sort of thought about it along those lines, but I was sort of, like when I saw the term business coach, to begin with, I'm sort of like, okay, exactly how's that work? But yeah, thank you very much for the explanation there. And yeah, it's sort of, um, and then yeah, because it's like the life coaching, I understand that. Sort of, as I understand it, sort of, a guide, someone to help you along, help, where you're sort of like maybe stuck in a situation, is that correct?
Yeah, sure. A lot of people get stuck and overwhelmed in life, or they have no confidence. And there's events that have happened in their life that have. So imagine, I guess, life coaching is like uh, taking a fully grown onion, for example, and that little onion started out life as a pure. I don't know if you've ever peeled back an onion and you found the little pure, um, smaller one inside, right in the middle. And that's the baby onion. And then from the onion, it grows and it has layers. And as it grows, so um, imagine that you've got rings on your fingers and your hands are the onion. And as the onion grows and adds different layers, imagine your hands are overlapping and you might have a few rings on your fingers. Imagine those dints in life, some traumas or experiences. And those experiences have created stories or changes in behavior, changes in values, and changes in the programming. So you get to this fully grown onion, but it's got a few dents in it. And sometimes we just need to unpack those layers and peel away them. We call it an onion because sometimes we cry. We cry when as we shed a layer and we become freer. And eventually, I don't think we'll probably ever get down to that baby onion, but we can also um, go and investigate uh, how we really were set out in life, and we can really find ourselves through life coaching. So we can peel away the layers and then basically remove some of those stories that are going on. There's the stories that are holding us back, and then move forward in life and find the fun and the passion in life.
Right on, right on.
So that's a good explanation of life coaching to me. Did that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, that made excellent sense. Especially with that made excellent sense with the onion and how you get down to the base level, the pure, level. Um, okay, right on. But yeah, it's sort of as I relate to coaching, I've never really technically had a life coach or any other coach, but I have in a way had coaches when I was young, or I'm still clean and sober and in the 12-step program. But when I was very active in the program and had working the program in my life. Well, I still work the program in my life, but when I was going to meetings all the time, which I don't anymore, hit sporadically, and I was very active, had sponsors. The sponsors, that's sort of like a coach in the 12-step program, help guide you along and unpeel those layers like you're talking about, the layers of the onion. And that's how I relate to it.
Yeah. It's kind of like it's taking away that I'm not good enough and installing I am enough, and I'm enough to do, whatever I want in life, for example, for
Yeah.
the person that's maybe had that stripped away through experiences or, um, yeah, it's mainly experiences in life. And sometimes a lot of our values come from where we grew up, what we call is like the container that we grew up in, for example, whether that be a really strong Christian household or a non-Christian household, for example. or do we grow up in a very entrepreneurial kind of household that sort of moved out of the, that has the foundations of a lot of the Christian upbringing, and then has kind of moved along, or it's, they've grown up in a more, what we could sense in a hippie or a green, more of a green household that's very all about saving the planet. That, there's different stages that we go through.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah, there's a lot of different stages and changes in life, and things go on and alters the course of a life or whatever. It's like just reflecting way back to when I was 11, and had my traumatic brain injury. Before that, I was a freaking genius, and probably going to be going to college and university, and get a PhD in something or other. I don't know, but that's where the outlook was before my brain injury. And heck, one of my goals, one of my wannabe, just far out there goals and dreams in life was to be an astronaut and fly in space with them. And it's like after my brain injury, it's like, well, that altered the course of that. And that wasn't going to happen anymore, So on to bigger and better things, I guess, from where I was at. And it just totally altered the course. And, but it's like, got to peel back the layers and get to the core again, and start over.
The body is designed to heal as well.
Yeah.
So there is an element of life coaching. For example, I'm a neuro-linguistic programmer master, and sometimes when our body is in pain or hurting, or there's something going wrong, it's the body trying to communicate what it needs. But really, most of our society really aren't in tune with how our brain and our mind and our body connect. So if we're given the right resources, or the body's given the right resources, it can heal. So there's another element to sort of life coaching. A lot of practitioners are actually taking on board now. There's some processes that you can go through to start to heal parts of your body. But you have to be really open to it. You have to, it's really, I don't know if you've heard when you were younger, my mum always said to me, there's mind over matter. So, until sometimes we hurt ourselves, but until we know that we're hurt, it doesn't hurt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the same with, you look at the Aboriginal culture here, they have some of them have a long old culture where they would, if they had decided that someone had done the wrong thing in society, in their Aboriginal society, and this is a long time ago, that they would point the bone at that person, and that meant that person was to die, and that person believed in that, so they basically would die, and they would physically, die. And in that, when we tell our bodies things, we actually during life, we actually give our body messages. We give our brain messages, and some of those messages, they're actually limiting beliefs. So we limit ourselves. And if we knew that, if a lot of people knew that, and actually, that there's an amazing writer, Louise Hay, and I believe she's American, and she has a body called Heal. She has a book called Heal, and it's all about that the mind can heal itself.